Up, run through the door, asked for the washroom, only to be told, "I'm sorry, we don't have a public washroom." Well, our seniors columnist Benita Hart talked about this issue in a recent column on Morning North, and today the CBC's Blair Sanderson gives us more detail about one organization's hopes to open access to public washrooms for those who need them most.
Anywhere in the city.
Anywhere in the city, I'll tell you the best public toilet.
On the TV sitcom Seinfeld, it's considered funny that George Costanza would have such a detailed knowledge about where he can use the washroom. But in real life, there are plenty of Georges, always evaluating the best possible spots to go.
So here, we're coming up to one here, Tim Hortons.
No one in Tim Hortons is going to stop you from using the bathroom usually. They have signs about loitering and stuff like that. The ghosts don't have signs about using the bathroom.
This is David Harrison, and he's not joking around. He has Crohn's disease, an affliction of the bowel.
Well, a regular person might have a few minutes to get to the bathroom if they suddenly feel like they have to go, whereas someone with Crohn's could be seconds or less than that even, potentially. So when they have to go basically right away. They might not even have a minute to stop and talk and say, "Can I use your bathroom?" and explain why.
But sometimes Harrison has no choice but to explain. After all, restaurants and other businesses in Canada are not obliged to let just anybody use their toilets. We've all seen the signs, customers only.
Do you see those signs as almost being hostile?
To me, they are, because it could be, it's not life or death situation always, but it could be an embarrassing situation for someone if it gets out of hand in that way.
The prospect of a humiliating accident in public is enough to keep some people at home. Crohn's and Colitis Canada recently surveyed 1,300 people with inflammatory bowel disease and found that 75% of them restrict travel because they're worried they'll not have access to a public toilet. Across Canada, the debate about building more public bathrooms bubbles up periodically. Right now, in our nation's capital, Joan Kuick is lobbying the city to put washrooms along the new light rail system.
We think that these are major nodes where the public comes together and needs access. That's people with children, people with urgency issues who have irritable bowel syndrome or diabetes, or are gluten or lactose intolerant. There's all sorts of people who need to go to the toilet, and if they can't get access to it, they're going to refuse to take transit.
But building new public bathrooms and maintaining them is expensive. Crohns and Colitis Canada supports the idea, but it's also looking to try something else that will have a wider and more immediate impact. They're launching a special pilot project to counter those customers-only signs. They're asking businesses to post a special sticker that says, "Go here." The intent is to let people know they're free to use the loo, no questions asked. Calgary will be the test city, with further rollouts to be decided later. So far, the idea is getting mixed reviews. Here in this busy diner, owner Victor Feinberg says he already deals with a steady stream of people walking in off the street looking to use the toilet.
And it's costly. People don't realize. Just between toilet paper, soap, and I would never, ever promote and put a big sign saying public washroom, come in. But it's very, very difficult to say no to someone that needs to use the washroom. So as long as they're clean and respectful, there's not a problem.
And so, while it looks like some businesses will stick with the status quo, Crohns and Colitis Canada says others are on board with the sticker idea, including a dentist's office and an oil change place. And it says that is a real achievement because those are not the typical spots you'd expect to be so welcoming. And eventually, the organization hopes those little "Go Here" signs will become just as common as wheelchair accessibility signs are now, and perhaps even one day enforceable by law. For CBC Radio, I'm Blair Sanderson.